All right, sports fans, a couple of things I want to talk about. Uh, I just got done uploading a video about feeding the critters and planting your garden and apple blossoms. Man, well, whatever. It is what it is. We've got no control over anything in our lives. And that's the point of the video. Um, we think that we can make plans, work them, and sometimes it just doesn't work out. Well, you know, the older you get, the more you understand this. Been a lot of things been going on over the weekend. You know, we had Friday the 13th, we had Trump decide to start bombing Syria and stuff like that. You know, I guess that's all good. I mean, what are we going to do about it anyway? We got all these people out here that think they know what's going on, and, man, nobody knows what's going on. Never have, never will. And that's been my thing. So what I want to do is I want people to focus on their life, their longevity, what they're going to do. A couple of great books I want to recommend. Before I get into that, I want to talk about one thing I do every Sunday night. I watch a certain, I'll just say it, Alex Jones. I watch him every Sunday night. Well, his YouTube live feed's been taken down, and that's because they don't want the truth out, or they don't want to hear him ramble and carry on. I mean, he went batshit crazy here the other night. The F-bombs were flying, and, he just went off. And I get why he did that. I don't know if he should have done it, as far as live streaming and stuff, and he did. He had Facebook and all the other avenues to spread his shit. But anyway, we're in deep trouble. We know that. We've known that for quite some time. Q says trust the plan. Well, shit, man, I don't know. I don't even know who Q is. Q could be anybody. I mean, he could be anybody. I don't know who he is. I don't know who Donald J. Trump is. I've watched videos all weekend about how Trump was on Twitter and saying, stay out of Syria and blah, blah, blah. Well, and what's he do? He goes into Syria and he starts blowing shit up. But anyway, that's not, I don't want to go into that. I really don't care. I'm to the point I just don't care. But what I do care about is people being ready for the worst case scenario. And there's different options we can do. The video I did when I was out in the backyard was about prepping and animals that are easy to raise, and you can do them in a confined area. That's what that was about. And there's a couple of books that I want to recommend, and I'm going to show y'all to them, show them to y'all. This one here I highly recommend. This is a good book, and there's a lot of good information in there. And it's paperback, but it's called The Lost Ways, and it's got just all kinds of stuff in it. It's a really good book. There's information on anything you want to know about the way the old timers did it. There's a disclaimer in the front, just like there is in any other book you're gonna buy or you're gonna find. And you can't get this on the internet. I mean, you can buy the book on the internet, but you can't get this information on the internet. You can if you spend thousands and thousands of hours. But it's really outstanding. These are things that I've been into for a long, long time, about preserving meats and growing gardens and preserving food. I highly recommend it. Then there's another series of books that I would like to recommend. It's called the Foxfire book, and this is really old, as you can see, but I mean, it's tattered. It's broke open on the bound end. But there's a lot of information in here. And if I remember right, the original series, there was like 6 books in the series, and it gives you a lot of information on the old ways, old arts, things like dressing a hog, how to dress a hog, and cabin building, and mountain crafts, and just stuff like that, and edible foods, wild foods. That just goes on and on and on. And it's an old series. I think it's been around since the '60s. I don't remember when the first publication was, but it's been around a long, long time. Let me see if I can find it in here. Well, I guess this one came out, and this publication was in 1978. But I think it's been around longer than that, because I remember when I was in high school, which was way back in early to mid '70s. I mean, these books were in the libraries and in the schools, and well, we've gotten away from that because they don't want us to know this shit. They don't want our children to know anything. Everybody's spoon fed, and everybody's fed shit, straight up. I guess that's about really all I got to talk about tonight. I just hope and pray that we get through this mess we're in. We're in a hell of a mess. With all the crap going on. I mean, we are on the cusp of World War III. We're right there. And there are certain people that know it, and certain people that recognize it, and others just refuse to admit it. But dig your boot heels in and get ready for a ride, man. I mean, that's all I got. I don't know what else to say, but the day's coming where we've all got to get together and work together and take care of each other. It's coming, and I think that day is really close. And I've been working with some people. We've been talking about putting together a community, and it's real simple to do. But it's like the old saying, it's better to do something than nothing at all. And I see so many people doing nothing at all, and that's what scares the hell out of me. I don't, if I'm lost for words. If we think we're going to go into a nuclear war, and we're going to go out in the front yard or in the street, the road, wherever you live, and bend over and put your legs between your ass and kiss your ass goodbye, well, you're sadly mistaken, because that's not how that works. There's a lot about weaponry and the way nuclear bombs work, and they don't work that way. I mean, if you're on ground zero, you can do that. But if you're not on ground zero, then there are things you can do to prepare yourself, and you can survive. There was a rag I used to get. A rag back in the day was a magazine, but it was Soldier of Fortune, and it was just what it says. It was Soldier of Fortune. It was a mercenary magazine, and they had a spin-off that came off of that magazine. It was called Survive, and they did like a 6-part series, and it was called What You Don't Know About Nuclear War Someday Will Kill You. Something to that effect. Someday may kill you. I don't remember what it was. It was a long time ago. This is back in 1980, 81, and I think that publication stopped in about 82 or 83. I don't remember. And I used to have them all, but then I went through a divorce and all that stuff, and I had to sell the house and get rid of everything. So I threw shit away that I just couldn't store. And there was a lot of valuable information in there. And we were trained when I was in the Army about nuclear war is survivable. It is. It's totally survivable. And this stuff about bending over and kiss your ass goodbye is just wrong, man. Anybody teaches that is wrong. Man's been on this planet a long, long time through the grace of God. And he's taken a lot of us out, and he will continue to do so. And we better get our poop in a group. That's all I got to say about that. Anyway, I'm done here. That's it, man. Godspeed to y'all. My kids, my friends, my family. Get it together. Be a, it's funny. I almost said, let's be a prepper. Well, what cracks me up is back in my day we were called survivalists. And then all of a sudden we got this prepper thing going on, and everybody's a prepper. Well, there's a difference between a prepper and a survivalist. A prepper preps for doomsday. He stores shit. He hoards shit. The survivalist, he learns the arts, the techniques. There's a huge difference. Don't be a prepper. Be a survivalist. And learn how to store food, how to grow food, how to do all the things you need to do. Pretty simple. And you'd be surprised how simple it is. These are things that I've practiced in my backyard for 30 plus years. And it all works. Salt brines and salt packing for meats and crops and stuff like that. And just learn it. Learn how to can. Learn how to do things. Don't be young, dumb, and stupid. Just educate yourself. And anyway, that's all I got. I'm out.